Hi guys, Ronnie here and welcome to the workshop. Today I want to talk about a hot new product that everyone seems to be talking about right now and I got a lot of questions on, and that's the new and kind of wacky Giro Aerohead2 helmet. So before talking about the performance, I just want to show you how it is as a helmet in general, and in this regard I think it ticks all the relevant boxes, particularly compared to other helmets, because it's really high quality, really well made, and really well thought out. So let's just go and check out the details. Of course, the first thing you notice is the size of this thing, particularly so when placed in this hard shell case, which is not something that you get with a lot of helmets, and really does a good job of protecting your investment because it's a hard shell case, really nicely designed, really high quality. You can hang it up and it opens via this zipper. Normally you just get some kind of these soft bags or a duffel bag style case or something like that, but this one is a proper thing. So yeah, this is the helmet itself. Pretty radical shape, of course. That's probably why it's so much in vogue now. It really is kind of a funny looking thing. If you look at it from afar, it doesn't really look like a helmet at all, probably. So the most distinct feature of it is this kind of forward stretched shape, and this is aimed to basically channel the airflow from the rider's hands and face all the way to the back, as most helmets do. And I think the key behind this helmet's performance is the fact they went outside the box and designed something that really doesn't look like a helmet at all. And that's where true innovation and performance enhancement happens. So I'm pretty happy about this, to be honest, that we see improvements in this area. So due to the size, of course, it's not a light helmet. This is a size medium, weighing in at 570 grams. And quite a lot of that weight is also in the front of it, due to this, its prolonged shape. So probably not something for those who have trouble holding up their head in the correct position. It features deep internal channeling, so actually the cooling is pretty good, and you can feel, again, because of the size, you can feel a nice breeze inside when you're riding, particularly at speed. So all good in that regard. The retention system has 4 positions, so you can move it around. It has a MIPS layer in the lining, although this one is quite thin, so sweat buildup might be an issue on hotter, longer days. However, because of the curvature of the visor, the sweat that you build up on your brow actually doesn't drop on the visor, but kind of below. So that's a neat thing, definitely. And one of the problems I have with cask helmets is the way that it's designed is that the visor collects all of the sweat drops. So this one's pretty good in that regard. Strap is nicely adjustable, again, really high quality. But surprisingly, it uses a standard clip-on buckle. A lot of helmets nowadays go for the fidlock style magnetic retention, so this one is very traditional. Speaking of the visors, you get 2 with each helmet, a tinted one and a clear one, which again is not something that is commonly the case. And they also get a neat storage here in this compartment of the hard shell, and they actually even get a divider so they don't lay on one another and don't get scratched. So again, very thoughtful and well executed, good design. Pretty happy about that. The visors are also held via 6, if I'm counting correctly, pretty strong magnets. That's a big plus again compared to some other helmets which use relatively flimsy visors and relatively flimsy magnets, cask and mat, for example. This one is pretty solid, and also the hold is very solid. So the chances of losing the visor mid-ride, I think, are very, very slim. As you can see, it requires quite a lot of force to get out. As you can see, the helmet is cut out very deeply above the brow. This is to aid with visibility in the head down time trial position. And I have to say it works excellent. The visibility in this helmet is unlike anything else I've tried before. Maybe the speed protection that we used a lot last year comes close, but this one is another level again. So very good in that regards, particularly if you're running an aggressive time trial position. If you need some extra ventilation, then you have these openings that you can access by, again, some magnetic, very strong magnetic mounts again. So there's one here and there's one here on top. So it's kind of a two-in-one solution. So if you need some added ventilation, you can access it through there. So yeah, the quality, the design, the execution, everything is top notch. So now let's talk about the performance. We've tested these 3 times already with clients. Admittedly, we're a bit late to the party because it took quite a long time for our local distributor to deliver this helmet. To us, it has been delayed by almost 2 months. But yeah, the initial findings are really rather good. It performed extremely well on all 3 athletes, with 2 of them having it as the fastest helmet in test, which I don't think is a coincidence, to be honest, because it's just a wide range of helmets and it doesn't really happen. The 2 separate riders would just randomly get the same helmet as the fastest. So apparently the funk shape works as well. However, I've also tested the helmet on myself, and for me it wasn't that great. And the reason for that is the visor. So as you can see, the visor itself is very deep as well. It goes down a very long way, about here. So if I just go out and wear this helmet, try not to laugh at this point. Yeah, definitely not something you want to wear for your casual ride. Yeah, so the thing is that if you have a very low head position, you can't really achieve that with this helmet, because the deep visor kind of blocks or prevents you from putting your head down. That's why you see some of the Jumbo Visma riders having the visor cut off. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I've also been able to order the visor separately, so if something goes wrong, I can still have this one as backup. And what I'm going to do is cut out this part, so it enables me to have my preferred head position, benefiting from the shape of the helmet elsewhere. Why do I even bother with this? Despite the fact that my head position was completely off when we've done the test, it still performed very, very closely to the fastest ever helmet for me, which is the Casc Bambino Pro Evo. Just a few hundreds of meters squared of CDA. Also, I have a good hunch that if this is fixed and if I try it again with a cut visor, then it actually might be better. Which for me would be kind of a revelation, because that helmet's basically 6 years old. I've been using it for 6 years, and it's kind of annoying that no one is able to come up with anything faster. So I'm hoping that this one will, because as I said, the other aspects are really great in terms of the comfort and visibility and the quality of this product. So yeah, cutting the visor it will be, as it seems. However, if you have a bit taller head position or if you're taller yourself, then this helmet will probably work great, because there will be no such limitation. Of course, when this part is done, I'll be back to you with reports on the results. And yeah, my fingers are crossed that this helmet will work that way. Yeah, so that's all for now on the Giro helmet. Obviously, there's no real point in buying helmets without testing them first, because they're really individual and the performance varies widely. So if you're interested in increasing your time trial performance, then I suggest checking out our testing options below. And if you already know that this helmet will be good for you, then we also have a few units in stock along with the replacement visors, so you can do your own cutting to optimize performance. So links will be down below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.